Hello, everyone, and welcome to day three of our six-part series, How to Maintain a Healthy Diet and Lifestyle During the Summer Months, this epic summer of 2021. My guest today is my dear friend, Ingrid Williams. She is a fellow certified integrative nutrition health coach. She's also the founder and CEO of Health and Healthy Living, LLC. She is a student of the universe and a teacher to all. So let's go ahead and welcome Ingrid to the stage so we can learn more about her. Welcome, Ingrid. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Samantha. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, so like you said, I am a certified integrative nutrition health coach. I like to say that I am a student of the universe and a teacher to all. I got my certification from Institute of Integrative Nutrition, which is IIN, which is based right here in New York City, and is actually the largest nutrition school there is in the world. I'm fortunate enough to say that my story doesn't come from a place of sickness or dis-ease in the body. I just found a way to combine my two loves and my two passions, which are one, health and healthy living, and two, edifying, empowering, and educating people, teaching about having a healthier diet and lifestyle choices. So it's a
That's
win-win
wonderful.
for
That's a
me.
wonderful story. So many health coaches I know become health coaches because they have some sort of an ailment that they have recovered from. So I think that that is fantastic that your love of teaching has drawn you to want to educate people about healthier diet and lifestyle. I think that's awesome.
Yes.
So,
I wish I could
well,
scream it from a mountaintop sometimes.
yeah, I hear that, right? Get like a big megaphone and just be like, stop
Yeah,
eating
like yeah.
Doritos. I do that in my own house as well. I'm fighting a losing battle over here. But all right, so let's jump into your tips and tricks on how to survive the summer. I see that you want to talk about food type, size, and frequency. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, yeah. So during the summer months, it's heavier. The heat is on, obviously, and our bodies actually crave lighter foods. So when you eat like lighter foods, that's more easier to digest in smaller portion sizes every 2 to 3 hours. It's either better on the digestive system, and also foods that hydrate because summer you need more hydration. So cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, papaya, tomatoes. Those are all good light stuff to eat and they're also hydrating. So it's like a win-win, and those are great summer foods. Time to explore different fruits and vegetables that's out there.
Yeah, it's great when you can eat fruit that's in season. That really
Yes,
in
yeah,
summer it's easy to find good melons and berries and
yeah. There's
all
such a
sorts of
variety,
yeah,
and
big
this,
variety, and it's easy to pack with you too. You can just kind of put it in a Tupperware or Ziploc bag and take it with
that's
you and
that's
just
what
kind of
I do.
I
Yeah,
do as
so
well.
those are good for the summer, because it's like you don't want to eat too much to feel too heavy. At least you feel lethargic, the weather. So those are good ways to eat for the summer. Lighter,
Yeah.
smaller portions, more frequent.
Actually, question for you: do you feel like when people are on vacation, they have the urge to just binge? I know, especially on cruises, those long lines at the buffet, people with four plates. How do you feel about
Yes,
that?
I think when people, and that's another thing I was going to say actually, that sometimes the people are more carefree, so they're even carefree with their diet and they're more lenient and sometimes a little too lenient. Leniency goes into days instead of like a cheat meal. They have a cheat day and a cheat week. And yeah, so I think summertime people sometimes, because they're outside, like you said, they're grabbing food from the food truck or they're grabbing it from a restaurant or something because it's hot outside, so they don't really want to cook. They don't want to cook because it's too hot in the house, and then they end up making spontaneous choices that's not really thought provoking and more beneficial to the body or the digestive system.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I do not like to eat when I'm hot. Not
Yeah.
at all. Uh, no, definitely no. I put me inside a nice cold air conditioned restaurant and I'm good to go. All
Yeah.
righty, let's go on to your next point. So, talk just a little bit about hydration because that has been a running theme among all health coaches. We've all been talking about it. So, give us your take on that, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Yes, because of course, with summer comes hydration. And when I say hydrate, I'm not talking about sugary foods, drinks. I'm talking about water, either infused water or coconut water, which is the best thing. Because we perspire a lot during the summertime and we have to replenish the water that we perspire out. Actually, I was listening to a podcast recently, True Health with Ashley, and she was saying she keeps like a bottle of water in the bathroom. So whenever she goes and urinates, she replenishes it back because I wouldn't suggest doing that in the nighttime though. But I thought that was a great idea.
That is a pretty good idea. As
Yeah,
long as you keep it like far from the toilet,
yeah,
especially if
and
you have boys in your house.
yeah, right, exactly.
talk,
And
talk to me a little bit more about coconut water because no one has discussed that with us yet.
well, coconut water has a lot of electrolytes and they replenish the body. It's like Gatorade is a imitation coconut water. What Gatorade does, quote unquote, is what coconut water naturally does. It's full of electrolytes and it replenishes the body, rehydrates the body, and replenishes your cells.
Wow,
And
I
it's
love that. Yeah,
all natural.
definitely. So you're gonna go make sure you go ahead and pop in the comments later on your favorite brand of coconut water or where to
Or
find
how you
it.
infuse your water. Like, what do you use? Do you use citrus? Do you use fruit? Because that's the next way people drink water. And I just want to say one more thing about the water. If you're feeling thirsty, you're already dehydrated. It's the
Mm,
first sign of dehydration. So you shouldn't even be feeling thirsty.
good
Once you're
point.
like
Good
dying of
point.
thirst, it's like you're already on the road to dehydration.
Good.
So
Yeah, good
hydrate
point.
as soon as possible.
My son is really bad about drinking water, and he'll actually start to like get puffy. I
Really?
guess he's, I guess he like is like retaining water because he's so dehydrated. Is that
Uh-huh.
a thing?
Possible because when you dehydrate your skin, everything gets like parched and stuff. So maybe that's one of his symptoms. Because we all have bio individual signs and symptoms. So that could be his cue.
Yeah, very true. Good point. Alrighty. So this is another one we haven't spoken about, and it's also one of my favorites. Exercise. Tell us your take on that.
Yes, exercise. We all love to, well, not we all do. I love to exercise. But most people like to exercise for the physique or to build the muscles. But exercise is so much more. There's so many benefits to exercising. And actually, as I say, building muscles, the digestive system also have muscles that benefit from exercising. And whenever you do like twisting workouts, it not only works the obliques, but it also massages your digestive system. And I was reading Fiber Fuel by Dr. Will Bulchowitz recently. I just finished his book, and he was saying something very interesting because we're all made up of microbes. We have like 39 trillion microbes in our gut. If you don't know what that is, that's the bacteria that we are made up of. There's the good and the bad. And the earth and plants also have microbes. So he said when you exercise outdoors, you actually get to exchange microbes with Mother Nature. And that is like so awesome because the whole idea about microbes and the digestive system is to have a diversity of microbes. So going out there is another way to get diversity of microbes in your system. And I also want to say, make to say, take advantage of the summer. Exercise outdoors instead of being in the gym or on the treadmill. Go and run through the park or something, but just do it early morning or late evening after the sun rays has gone down. And make sure you have an SPF of 30 or more. Protect your skin, the shades, the hat, whatever you need to do. But exercise is more than just a number on the scale of outward appearance.
I knew I've always been speaking about exercise for digestion from the standpoint of it. helps to boost your serotonin levels and your happy hormones and
Mm-hmm.
calm your digestive system. But I never heard that point of actually massaging the stomach muscle. But that's fascinating. I'm going to
Yes,
remember
all twisting. Whenever you do a twisting workout, like it's good. That's why even when you do a lot of yoga,
that.
yoga and you're doing the reaches and whatever, all those are massaging your digestive system. So
I'm going
not
to start
only
doing
was
that. I'm going to be like twisting in my rolling chair.
yeah, if you could do it, just sit there and just like
I like it. Or hula hooping. That sounds like fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
It's
hula hoop.
funny. I was in the store the other day and I looked at the hula hoop and I almost picked it up and bought it. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this one.
It's
I've been
really,
hula
really great
hooping
exercise.
years.
Funny, 'cause when I was younger, not when I was younger, when I was teaching ballet, I taught all of my students how to hula hoop when they because it was also really good for their core muscles and their coordination.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I
Right.
think they were my kindergartners. We all learned to hula hoop, and by the end of the year, they could hula hoop for 5 minutes straight. They were amazing.
Right. Yeah. It's
And I
funny.
taught like 7 or 8 kindergarten classes a week, so I had like the strongest abs.
Right. I know because it's like you said, it's working your ab muscles.
It's always nice when you're getting paid to exercise.
I know, right? The benefit, the French benefits.
For sure. All right, so let's talk a little bit about fiber. Can be a can be a tricky that can be a little bit tricky because fiber can sometimes go one way or another for some people.
Yeah, well, we all have to at least have a idea of our body and how certain foods affect us. We should anyway, and if you don't, you should, like you suggested, do a food journal to have an idea. But add dietary fiber. I'm more into the dietary fiber, like the fruits, the vegetables, the grains, the beans, the nuts, because they and when one thing with fiber. When you're increasing your fiber, you also have to increase your water intake because they go hand in hand because the fiber binds together all the unused waste from our food that we digest and it helps bind it together and the water helps with that to hold it together and make the elimination process more smooth transition. So having your fiber there to help you to not be constipated. They say Americans, and we're here in the good US of A, don't consume enough fiber. We consume like about 15 grams a day, and it's about where the recommended dosage grams for females is 25, and I think 38 for men, and we're way under the radar anyway. But just be aware, and if you have a sensitive leaky gut and all that stuff, be conscious of what you're taking in. But make sure you increase the water; it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure. What are your feelings on fiber supplements?
I'm not too big on supplements. That's why I specified actually dietary fiber because I think with the dietary fiber you get in more than just the fiber. You get in the nutrients and the everything else that goes with it. And I'm just not big on some. But if that is somebody's thing, and I have a client that's working with that, I'll help them to get the best supplements that's out there. But I do take supplements. I just try to get most of my stuff from food, and that's why diversity is the key.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, as health coaches, we try and do everything as naturally as possible, but the
Yeah.
layperson may not be
Right,
so.
it's not always feasible for everyone. So
Yeah,
there are ways to get the top notch, the best products out there and how to read the labels. So I'll just work with my client and how to read the labels to see what's best for them if that's
great.
their
Maybe you can
thing.
give us some recommendations on your fiber supplements as well.
Okay.
That'd be yeah. You pop that into the chat later on. So let's get to your last point and one of my favorites, chew. Tell us about chewing.
Yes, chewing is the first stage of the digestive system. Right here, it all begins right here in this hole that we have in our face that we use to speak and taste and eat. Because the enzymes, the digestive enzymes in our saliva, helps break down the food, and the more we chew, the more the food is broken down, the more the enzymes are produced to help break down the food. And it's suggested that with each spoonful that you put in your mouth, you put the fork down and just concentrate on chewing, like make it a game and count and see how far you could go. Can you go to 10 today or 20 the next spoonful or whatever? But the more you chew, the more the food is easier to digest. And we have a whole system where it goes through the esophagus and the stomach, small, large intestine, rectum, and anus. And the more we start do here, the less it has to do down there. And that makes it easier on the digestive system. And all goes back to the summer and not feeling lethargic or feeling too heavy. So once you chew your food to its capacity, you be able to go out and enjoy the rest of the day and enjoy the weather and won't feel like you're too weighted down with the food you just ate because you were able to start the digestive process properly by chewing.
Yeah, for sure. I remember the lecture at IIN, I'm sure you heard it, where they challenged us to chew our food for 20 times each bite.
Yes. I tried. I didn't make it to 20
I didn't make it either.
And I was
but I
the
do make a
fork
point.
and I was like, and I was like.
But I have made a point of when I do, especially when I eat salad, because obviously that is roughage is a little bit harder to break down. But I do it with all my food. I try to make sure that I put down my phone. I'm not working. I'm not on my computer.
Yes.
I just focus on eating, mindfully, I guess. And that definitely does seem to help. It takes a lot longer, and I start to think, oh my gosh, I could be being so much more productive right now, and I'm sitting here chewing food. But then I have to remind myself, like, no, I'm doing something healthy for my body. And
yes. I did it too. And the next thing, interestingly, also, because I learned this at IIN, and I'm sure you'll recall because you were also an IIN graduate, it said like when you first put your food down and you first sit to your food, first of all, don't eat in the car or stand or whatever, like inhale and the aroma and your saliva glands actually start to salivate, and that's where you start the digestive system there also by just inhaling the food. So you give gratitude to it, and as you inhale it and take a couple of deep breaths, your mouth actually starts to water. Even if you could know if you start to think of a food, your favorite food, or your like for who eat hamburgers or whatever, your mouth starts to salivate, and that's all part of the digestion, preparing for chewing. So chewing is like
I think that's a great tip for summer, because I'm sure there's, if someone's going to a barbecue, they start thinking about, I'm going to have ribs or I'm going to have a hamburger. They've already started the process by just.
You already start the process. Yeah, it's like a pre-prep.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in the green room. I'm going to chat a little bit about my business and a little bit about the series that we're doing and our guests. And when you come back, I want you to leave us with one more tip or trick that people can implement over the summer. The craziest, most interesting one you can come up with. So that's your challenge. So I'll be right back with you. Don't go away. Wow, she really did give us some amazing tips and tricks, stuff I had even forgotten about at IIN, and I didn't graduate all that long ago. So this has been an incredibly knowledgeable, or this series is just packed with tons of really good nuggets for how people can enjoy this epic summer of 2021. Now that we're all finally going out and no one is going to be staying home because we can travel now. We can go to restaurants, we can go to bars, we can go on vacation, we can go to the swimming pool. I can't wait to go to the swimming pool, I got to tell you. So just a little bit about me. I am obviously also a certified integrative nutrition health coach. My specialty is chronic digestive disorders. My passion is helping people in their 30s and 40s whose careers, family time, and social interactions are limited due to the fear and shame surrounding their chronic digestive disorders. As a long-time sufferer myself, I researched and educated my doctors about the root cause of my condition, and I use that same knowledge to walk my clients down the path to freedom with the confidence that they have the support of someone who has been in their shoes. So if that sounds like you or anyone that you know, you can go ahead and just grab my website, yourbestlife by Samantha.com. lots of ways to reach me there. So I look forward to connecting with you. And I'm going to bring Ingrid back, and she's going to close it out for us. All right. All right. Welcome back, Ingrid. What do you got for us?
Okay, so I always end by saying, like I said before, diversity is the key because our gut is made up of 30 trillion bacteria, good and bad. And it's all every time you put something in your mouth, think about feeding the good bacteria. I say it's like a war going on. The bad is on the left and the good is on the right. And whatever you put in your mouth could feed either the left or the right. So try and have a diversity of foods, the color of the rainbow, and feed that good bacteria for a
Hmm.
healthy gut.
Tell us some of your favorite foods in the rainbow.
Okay, so actually this week, this whole week, all I've eaten is fruits and salad. That's it for the whole week. I've had cantaloupe. I love cantaloupe. I had a post on Facebook about the seeds, how nutritious they are. I had watermelon. I love mangoes. I have a mango every day. I like my salad. I love, absolutely love my beets. And when
I
I
love
boil,
beets as well.
yes,
Beets are definitely an acquired taste.
oh, I love it. And when I boil the beets, I don't discard the water. I either use it to cook my quinoa or my couscous, or I put some of it in my smoothie, or I make juices with it. So I
Oh,
recycle the water. So it's just a
that's
rainbow of
a great
stuff
tip.
that's out there. And especially with the summer and the summer months, eat stuff that's in season. They're more sweet, they're more nutritious, they're cheaper, and they're good for the gut.
Awesome. And I know I think I've seen you posting. You do a lot of juicing. Is that right?
Yes, I've been practicing. I do smoothies and then I've also juice also. So I do a little of both and then I've been trying to find ways to use the husk after I juice because I try not to waste anything. So sometimes I use it for baking or I use the husk after juicing and put it in my soil with my plants just to recycle it somehow. But yes, I've been between juicing, smoothies, and fruits.
Awesome. I know there's kind of like some people say juicing is better. Some people say eating the full fruit and vegetable is better. So I just was just kind of curious as to your take, and tell us your favorite juicing recipe.
Okay, so the take on the juicing versus the whole fruit is actually a fact because with the fruit you're also getting the fiber, like I just talked about. When you do the
Mm.
juice, then you take away the remains is the fiber that you would have consumed. So you're actually not having that. But with the juicing recipes, I just create stuff. I the last one I had, I believe I had it was celery, carrot, ginger, celery, carrot, ginger, and there was something else I put in there. Celery, carrot, apple, celery, carrot, ginger, and apple. And the ginger gave
Mm.
it a nice kick. The apple added a little sweetness to it, and it was just so refreshing. I get
Wow, you said that you said
this is my high. So people might be saying, "Oh, but this is just what I live for." This is, and it's not, you don't just start off eating like this. It takes time by adding on and crowding out the bad things, and then eventually you get, unless you have uh um digestive issues and you're forced to eat that way. But once you start making implements and crowding out the bad stuff, you won't even miss them and realize that they're gone.
yeah. No, I totally agree. I've been very curious about juicing. Oh, you mentioned that you put ginger in your juice. That also has lots of health benefits.
Antibiotic and anti, yes, very. I use ginger a lot.
It's an anti-inflammatory as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can help
Yeah,
with if you're feeling bloated or if you eat, especially if you've eaten
yeah,
too
but
much.
nausea. It
Mm,
settles the
sure.
digestive system if you have upset stomach. So it's all about the digestive system and that gut.
That'd be a great tip for someone to bring something like that to the pool or the beach, and then they can be sipping on that if they're eating some not so healthy things.
Yes, I heard you say that in your interview, which is a good idea because it'll help with the nausea and all that stuff. And it's a good way to infuse your water. Have a ginger water. We're talking about infusing and how to for people. Some people need a incentive to drink water, so they could either use ginger, cucumbers, lime, orange, strawberries, blueberries. There's a million ways to intensify your water and make it more palatable.
Yeah, I think that's really great, and those are some really great tips. Well, thank you so very much for being here. We, we have we are kindred spirits for sure. I love
Yes.
that. I love that we've been able to meet people, all over the world through this wonderful platform that we're all living in. Even though it will be nice to get out and see people for real, but
Right.
it's very nice
It's
to be able
coming.
to
It's
connect
coming.
with people that are farther away. I have friends
Yeah.
in different time zones now. I have to use like my time zone converter before I
I
call them.
know. Me too.
Very
They're
fun,
like,
right?
what time is it really? I don't want to call people too late or zoom them too early, you know? It's like, yeah,
I
but
know.
still,
I
I
called one lady
appreciate
at 6 o'clock in the morning. She's like, I got to call you back. I'm like, I'm so sorry. All right. Well, this has been so much fun and
Yes, thank
very
you, Samantha. I
wonderful.
really had a good time. We should do this again. I really
Yeah,
appreciated
for
the
sure.
outreach and I love it.
Awesome. So everyone can look forward to episode 5 coming up shortly, and I'll be posting information about that. And don't forget to join us tomorrow. Thanks so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day
And
and
have
have a
a
great summer.
healthy summer.
Say bye for now.
Bye bye.